6 years ago, I was sitting in my car parked outside a butcher shop when I saw an old woman, probably in her 70s, going through the feathers of the slaughtered chickens. She took out the intestines and other parts that we do not eat, put them in a plastic bag, got up slowly and left. And that is when it hit me that she was looking for food to take home and cook for her family. I thought about that woman for days, and questions like, who did she cook it for? Did she even have basic ingredients like salt? Maybe she cooked it for her grandchildren, kept going through my head. What I had witnessed made me angry and sad at the same time. Moreover, it made me realize my greatest fear, which I will share with you after taking you all through two scenarios. Scenario 1. You go grocery shopping, and when you come back home, you tell your family that you bought everything for 8,000 rupees. Now your help, whose salary is a mere 9,000, overhears you and thinks, my family of 6 people spend their entire month on the amount that they bought their groceries with? Scenario 2. You go to buy clothes for yourself, and on your way back home, you call your friend in front of your driver and tell her excitedly, you should definitely go to ABCD store. They have an amazing sale. Everything is so cheap. I just bought a shirt for 12,000 rupees. Now your driver who's listening thinks to himself, I can't afford to buy my son a book worth a few hundred rupees, and she went and bought a shirt for 12,000 rupees and is calling that cheap? As lame as it might sound, but what goes on in the minds of the underprivileged when they look at those from privileged backgrounds is my greatest fear. Hopefully during this presentation you will feel that fear with me and the satisfaction that I get with my way of overcoming it, which is through volunteering. One of my first projects as a volunteer was with a Cameroonian nonprofit. I worked for them as a grant writer and a fundraiser. They asked my entire team to raise $100 each at a time when inflation was at its peak. It was really difficult for me to raise the amount and the money, and eventually in 6 months I was able to raise $225. With this money, they planned on sending 10 orphans to school. $225 is a really small amount, but what it did to the lives of 10 orphans is immeasurable. They were able to buy books, stationery, and most importantly, were able to go to a school. Back in 2010, I worked on an action project with the British Council, during which I taught English language to children from underprivileged backgrounds. One day in class, I asked everyone to tell me what they wanted to be when they grew up. One of the students raised her hands and told me that she wanted to join the police force and become an inspector. This is a 12-year-old girl who goes to a public school. Her father is a milkman in a dairy farm, but her dream is like that of any other child. I only taught her English for 6 months and played a really small and short role in her life, but it makes me really happy that I did. Currently, I'm working on my favorite project by the name of Impossible. It is an action project which aims to create awareness about Article 25A of the Pakistani Constitution. Now, this article states that education is free and compulsory for every single child in this country. And the fun part, which also happens to be my favorite part, is that if even a single child is out of school, the government can be held responsible. Since I stand for education, I'm really excited to be a part of this project. My journey as a volunteer has been one of great fun, adventure, and development, and along the way I've met some great volunteers doing fantastic work to end poverty, like living on £1 for 5 days to experience how it is to live below the poverty line, or teaching children from poor backgrounds before going to work themselves. Moreover, volunteering has helped me go beyond borders and form international linkages by meeting amazing young people from all over the world, engaging in dialogues with them and breaking stereotypes. A couple of years ago, I was working as a volunteer counselor for a nonprofit, and I got to counsel this teenager who was angry and frustrated at the state of the world with the wars, poverty, and the bad economy. She reminded me of myself as a teenager who wanted to make the world a better place, but had no idea how to, except by arguing about the causes that were close to me. This, of course, was doing no positive, it was not making any positive difference in the world, and neither was it changing any everybody else's perspectives. To feel what I feel about volunteerism, I would like you all to close your eyes and imagine with me that this hall is the world. And if everyone in here starts volunteering at the grassroots level, we'll be able to create an unimaginable impact all over the world, and my greatest fear will be conquered for once and for all. Thank you.